Your first day, Austin, as the QB1, what was it like? What was the experience, and what do you like about this team right now as y'all get into spring football?
I love everything about this team. We're still getting to learn each other. We're still building chemistry around each other. Right now, we're just in that building phase, like really be that great team while we're preparing for fall.
Seems like you spent a lot of time this offseason with Kaden Lee. Talk about your relationship with him and the type of player that he's become.
Me and Kaden Lee have been tight ever since I got here, since my first year here. He's pretty much like one of the first few people I ever talked to ever since I stepped foot on campus. Our relationship has gotten stronger. He's like an amazing guy. He's probably one of the few guys I genuinely talk to some deep personal stuff about. But yeah, he's definitely grown as a player. He's definitely more of the veteran type because he's been in this offense for so long and he's grown so much on and off the field.
Caden's the only wide receiver returning from last year in that room. What have you seen as far as early impressions of all the new guys, be it Trey Wallace or Caleb or Stribling? What have you seen from this collection of transfers that you had a big part in bringing in here?
Yeah, I have great expectations for this wide receiver room. Really just building on and off the field, building that chemistry and that relationship. Even after practice, getting those extra reps in, just really getting that timing down. I can really see us doing great things with this receiver room.
I was going to follow up on that. Is that building relationships with all these new receivers? Is that something you have learned from Jackson, or kind of have your own flavor to? How do you even do that with on the field and off the field? Just getting to know these guys.
I'd say I took some bits and pieces from Jackson in the past. Relationships is always a big key factor to a football team. Always being able to trust everyone on this team, making sure everyone has your back and stuff. So as far as it comes to trusting a receiver to make a 50-50 ball, you have that much trust in him. You might as well build a relationship with him on and off the field. You already know he's a great guy on the field. He's even a better guy off the field.
Once Gator Bowl hit 0 and that offseason hit, what's been kind of the goals or boxes for you to check as you've kind of now have to kind of take on that leadership role for this whole team?
Repeat that?
Yes, through this offseason, what's kind of been your goals or mission to kind of try to become that leader that Dart has been, but now it's kind of fallen on you?
I'll definitely say really increasing my verbal leadership. I've never been really the verbal type leader, and I'm really trying to progress in that and become better in that field. And also becoming a better situational football player, taking things very slow, making sure I know what's really going on with the game, really deciphering what I have to do in each type drive. So yeah, just want to build in that type of field.
You touched on a little bit there, but I guess just broadly, how would you describe yourself as a leader in your leadership style?
I would say before I was definitely more really just taking everything to effect, just doing my job. Hopefully everyone will follow my lead, because I always want to lead by example. Was never really the verbal guy, and frankly that's what I want to get better at, because I feel you'll gain more respect that way. And also I just want to let them know that I always have their back regardless. Doesn't matter where the game's going, doesn't matter what's going on, I'll always have their back.
Some highly rated recruits, start at quarterback, I guess, right away. For you, you've sat 2 years on the bench. Just how much do you think that helps you going into this year?
I feel that's helped me grow a lot. Definitely as a player off the field, but definitely a player on the field, because really seeing how Dart played in front of me, visually, taking everything in effect that I have to do these things in the future. I'm always going to be in these certain situations in the future. You never really know what's going to happen, and also it just prepares me mentally and physically for what I have to expect this season.
Austin, what have you done physically to prepare yourself for the grind, and also is there any residual from the baseball arm problem you had?
No, there's never been an issue from that. I'm 100%. I feel absolutely normal ever since that whole thing happened. So I'm really just progressing from there, becoming a better person on the field now.
How hard was that decision for you? Because obviously baseball's been a huge part of your life. To have to give that up to be QB1?
It was a very hard decision to make, but at the end of the day, I have to do what's best for me and my family. I feel making that decision was best for me in every single way, physically and mentally for me. And also I have to take it to really like to affect that this is what I want to do and this is what I want to pursue in life.
Obviously, with a ton of practices coming up, I'm curious, what are the things you love about your game, the concepts you're, maybe most comfortable with, and then what are you hoping to get better on before the season?
Just becoming a better overall player in every single part of the game. Really, I love every single concept in this playbook. There's not one concept like I'm not comfortable with, and really just progressing as an overall player. That's what spring's for. Just getting to learn this team. That's what we're gonna do.
You've seen AJ kind of grow and come along this past, I guess, year plus now.
So what?
How have you seen AJ Maddox kind of come along and progress in this year plus he's been here?
Oh, he's a great talent. Mississippi native, and he has one heck of an arm. I'll tell you that right now. His arm talent's amazing. I'm excited to see like what he's gonna do this spring and really just progress on to fall camp. Really going out there competing with them every day. It's one thing I love doing.
Sorry, one more. Austin, when you add so many different receivers, to a roster, whether they come from high school, come from transfer portal, what is that initial process like for you as the quarterback, kind of getting with them and not only building that relationship on the field, but off of it?
Really just understanding them as like a whole player, or getting to know them like as a whole like person. Like end of the day, you always want someone like who like you'll trust on and off the field, because am I going to be able to trust a certain receiver in a 50-50 ball or like in a tough situation that we're in? So I just take it to like that type of extent that I love this whole receiver room, and I feel though like I could trust everyone in the game.
The last two questions, Chuck, and then I'll talk.
Austin, what's your comfort level with the running game of a quarterback? Jackson ran the ball quite a bit, and do you expect the coaches to continue with that with you, or back off of that?
I love running the ball. I love when the ball's in my hand. I'll tell you that right now. One thing that Jackson really taught me was really like how to be a tough player, and my whole goal, like he said before, is to be the toughest on the field. And I just want to take that to an extent like that's what I really want to do. That's what I instill in my head. Like whenever the ball's in my hand, I'll just do whatever I can to score and win the game.
Last question, Jason, up top.
Austin, I know you had other games that you played in, but there was one drive in the Georgia game that you had came in and led the touchdown drive. I believe that was the first touchdown of the game for you guys. I know it's just one drive, but does that drive that you had let you know that you're ready to play in the SEC once it comes around this season?
I'm not really going to base my talent off one drive. I feel like the expectations going into the season are unlimited, really. Like anything's possible going into the season. I feel as though we can be the best team in the nation, and I feel like this team has a lot of talent, and I feel like we can just go out there and win it all. So I can't never really base myself and the expectations of this team off one drive. So, yeah.
Thanks, Austin.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good day.